Hello again from AirVenture 2003 at Whitman Regional Airport, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm Paul Brennan, Arturo Weiss with me again, and this sun has certainly brought the people out.
Beautiful day out here, unlike a couple of days ago we had to deal with. The crowds are great, and a lot of great flying, and a lot of great news out here as well.
Now, we have, to kick off our daily highlights package today, day 4, we have the person who is in charge of aviation in America.
Yes, the FAA administrator, Marion Blakey, just took the reins of the FAA's head position here back at the beginning of the year. And this is her first Oshkosh event for her. So Tom Poberezny, the president of the organization, came out to greet her. And she had a ride in an ultralight, of all things. Took around the flight around the path, as they say. And then later on, she went to a special event where she signed the airworthiness certificate and handed that over to Ken Hyde, which is in charge of the Wright Flyer replica that's being built. And Tom Poberezny was on hand as well.
So that's an historic occasion, that, isn't it? Because that now clears that group to fly that aircraft.
Yes, it does. And as Blakey mentioned during her speech, actually the Wright Flyers never had a certificate out there. And, well, at that time there was no certification, frankly. So this is a really historic event and opens the door for them to go out and start flying the aircraft.
So we'll bring you that the handing over the certificate and her words in the countdown to Kitty Hawk Pavilion here at AirVenture. Then we had the military arrivals today, which is something that I was looking forward to.
Well, it looked like an invasion, frankly. It was. We started off having a couple of AV-8 Harriers from the Marines coming by, and rather than just doing a normal approach, they came by and gave us quite a presentation showing their vertical takeoff and landing speeds and or procedures, rather, and all kinds of maneuvers in between. And then followed by that, an F-14 came screaming by and gave us quite a surprise. Great to see that in action. Followed by a C-130 that came and did some flybys for us before landing here in Oshkosh.
And then we had the A-10s arrive a bit later on in the day. So they're here, and they'll be performing, of course, and we'll capture that for you. We won't have those shows in day 4 coverage, but certainly as they perform in the next few days, we'll bring that coverage to you. But some really good flying today. The thing I really enjoyed was the tri-motor display.
Yeah, it's great. Again, going back to the Centennial Flight theme here, we had 3 tri-motors in the, not in formation, but in a sort of a loose formation, and flying around and for display. A Bushmaster as well, and a Junkers is flying in formation. Quite extraordinary. I've never seen such a display before ever in any event.
And then we had, of course, the Reno-style racing, which is really hard and fast.
Yes, it is. We had a course there, if I remember correctly, P-51, a Sea Fury, everything you would see out of the Reno air races. We had sort of a taste of what you could expect to see at Reno, and fast-paced action there.
And then I guess the most covered aerobatic team in the world, the Aeroshell aerobatic team, performed. We got some beautiful shots of them doing their stuff.
Our viewers have seen a taste of that when we've done our Sun and Flights footage, but this is a beautiful day. What a backdrop to have on a beautiful formation. That white smoke coming out of the T6 is a really top-notch team out there.
And an interesting father-son combination.
Yeah, Jimmy Leeward, who actually flew in the racing event that we just talked about. He flies the P-51, where his son actually is a demo pilot for Pilatus, and his son flew formation with the 51, so it was a son-father team. And PC-12 and a P-51, not something you would see normally in a formation, but nevertheless pretty exciting.
And surprisingly not too dissimilar looking.
No, actually.
Once they're in the air.
Exactly. One's a little larger than the other one, but both of them have quite a bit of power behind them, and I was impressed.
And we're going to try and wind things off today with an appearance by one of the legends of not only aviation, but space.
Yes, the gentleman that first landed on the moon, Neil Armstrong himself. He's going to be here at AirVenture talking about some of his experiences, and we're going to have some special footage from you about his experiences there on the moon, as well as the EA involvement. He's really involved with the Centennial Flight theme, and he's been at Dayton, and he'll be here at AirVenture talking about history of aviation. And
the conspiracy theorists out there who think it never happened may not be interested in that. I don't know, but I certainly will be. Neil Armstrong speaking at the Theater in the Woods.
Yes, you can't beat that, to have Neil Armstrong. Last year we enjoyed Chuck Yeager, our viewers will remember, and now we have Neil Armstrong. And again, regardless if you supported the space program or whatever you may, those theorists out there, Neil Armstrong is an interesting guy to talk to. I've never had the pleasure of seeing him in person. Today is going to be the first time I've enjoyed that.
Just remember, you can access all this content by signing up for our AirVenture 2003 same-day, 1-hour video highlights packages. We're producing 1 a day for every day of the show. And then we're providing access for a week, maybe even 2 after that, depending on demand. It's a simple process. Just log in on the homepage panel, go through the 2-3 step click through, pay your $10, get your access, and then you can watch everything. It's like being here, everything that is happening here at AirVenture 2003. Today is day 4. Let's go.
Marion Blakely, the FAA administrator, she just went for a nice 15-minute ride or so. Checked out the whole convention. She could probably get clearance to go anywhere she wants to.
On Friday, FAA Administrator Marion Blakey made her first visit to AirVenture. One of Mrs. Blakey's first stops was the ultralight area, where she toured this buzzing centre of light plane activity. The administrator was given the unique opportunity to get a bird's eye view of the airshow grounds by flying in a popular light plane model. One of the most significant events surrounding Mrs. Blakey's visit included the official signing of the Wright Flyer replica's airworthiness certificate. At a public event at the Countdown to Kitty Hawk Pavilion, Blakey signed those important documents, opening the doors for the aircraft's historic flight in December.
As all of you know, the centerpiece of the EA Countdown to Kitty Hawk Pavilion is the authentic reproduction of the Wright Flyer. And today we have a special ceremony as relates to that reproduction. Joining me on stage is Ken Hyde of the Wright Experience and FAA Administrator Marion Blakey. December 17th, 1903, two brothers changed the world. On December 17th, 2003, we want to recreate and make history. To focus the world's attention on the 100th anniversary of flight, EA felt that we needed to develop something that had longevity and impact. The pinnacle event was recreating the flight, but more important was developing a road to Kitty Hawk, a series of events and activities that started in Lakeland, Florida, that allowed people to start to understand better the innovation and creativeness of the Wright brothers. They were not two lucky bicycle builders from Dayton, Ohio. They were anything but that. This pavilion helps to tell their story and also shares with EA members and aviation enthusiasts the innovations that resulted from their efforts. Also, you have a chance to fly a simulator and in a small way try to understand what it took to fly that airplane. In a few minutes, Ken Hyde will acknowledge the pilots who will be flying that airplane, but what I'd like to do is acknowledge the man who's going to make it possible through the flight training and testing activities, world-renowned test pilot Scott Crossfield. Scott, I know is here. Could you please... Oh, there he is, Scott Crossfield.